Chiefs, against Order. It has to happen here on Train. This is their last chance. It is an elimination bracket right now, and Order's currently up 1-0. So, last-ditch attempt for Chiefs to show us what they've got here in Road to Rio.
Let's go, Chiefs. Hashtag Chief win. Right, boys? Let's go. Turn it around.
This is the part where you have to surely be using hashtag Chiefs on the road, right? Because they need to start getting something going. If
they're on the road to Rio, mate.
Well, they need to get some wins on the board if they want to continue driving on that road right now. And so far, it looks like they've had a bit of a flat tire.
Yes.
Need to get some air back into some of the players' confidence, and it's all going to start. We're trying to hold on to what Order are going to try and do. This might be a split B right now with 2 people coming down Ivy, but there's a 3 CT setup right now, and that's the scary part. Chiefs have left B site relatively open.
It's a good setup to get rolling here on the CT side of Train. Would definitely help them out here as Order. Smoke thrown out by Jara. That's going to go towards the connector here. Utility thrown out towards inner. Valiant's getting sent straight down.
We'll be looking for those entries, and so far a couple of exchanges of fire on both sides of the map, both going the way of Chiefs so far. Valiant has finally struck, but it's perhaps a little too late. Maker wrapping in behind him. That's a bit of a whiff. Will it come back to bite Chiefs later on in the piece? I'm not so sure. 35 seconds.
I don't think so. They've got the bomb down. They've called that Ivy stack. It looks like a very, very nicely sort of constructed counter-strat there from the Chiefs just in that pistol. Looked like they knew exactly what was coming. They just need to convert this 4-on-2.
20 seconds left on the timer. It's going to be maybe a triple swing coming out as our Maker. Another chance to make up for his mistakes. It is going to be a much cleaner round coming out from Chiefs, so they do manage to get one on the board nice and early thanks to that counter strat. And really, that's down to them pushing down Humongous very close to that server box as well. He's able to hear that smoke, and the CTs don't need to move. Order, they don't get the bomb plant down, but they are going to get that force buy going nice and early once again.
Yeah, we've seen this many, many times so far from Order. Them just forcing up in the second round after losing that pistol, particularly on the T side of Train. They like to throw this out as execute most of the time. Maybe something different this time around, though. They are spreading out around the map, waiting for some kind of a push out of the Chiefs. Taking control of inner. Firing this Tech 9 is probably going to signal to Maker that, and the rest of Chiefs really, that it is probably a force here. Order just slowing things down now, walking back towards outer, and they're probably just putting some pressure on the extremities and going back straight back into the same strat we've seen from them a couple of times now, Jordan.
Yeah, Chiefs definitely need to be wary, though, of this buy that Order's put together. Already on Nuke, we saw quite a cluster of fun, I'll say. That's the way I'll put it, when it did come to those force buys, and Order picked up 1 or 2 of them. Chiefs haven't really looked too comfortable against any of the force buys, actually, here in Road to Rio. So, something to keep aware of.
It's a good start, though, for Chiefs using this utility just to buy some time. And Skull Hunter and 8POC are able to get the firing angles from the rifles working. So it looks like it's going to be Ricky just calling a cancel on that attack. He's going to send it straight into the B-bomb site, but there is Humongous. There is Jinx, who's heard this earlier on. Maker, don't know what to make of that one. This is some damage being done. Look, can Ustillo still do further damage is the real question here. I don't think he'll win the round. He might just take the M4 into the next one because that's still... It's still serviceable. You can try to get a hero M4 working.
Definitely looks like he wants to go for more damage in this round as opposed to taking it through to the next. Chiefs' economy is pretty low at the moment. If they lose another 1 or 2 guns, which they might just... Luckily, Skull's able to win that aim duel. Otherwise, it could have been a little bit of a dire situation for Chiefs, but they get past it with 3 guns alive. Could have been worse. And Order should take the save here, but they're going to go for a quadruple nade stack. Something that we saw them using actually quite a bit in their last matchup on on Train. Probably be thrown in toward the Z connector, I'd say.
It's a nice start from the Chiefs, though. They get that pistol. They close out the anti-force. Here's the nade stack onto the bomb train, but no players there for the Chiefs. They've avoided that one nicely.
It did work a few times for Order, actually, in their last matchup. So I wonder if Chiefs have just recognized, you know what, let's be a little wary of that.
Could be the case. So far, so good.
Yeah, just the SMGs farming up at distance for now. I mean, Alistair, they spotted where he is. That HE grenade doing a ton of damage with the SMG cleaning up. And Ricky, he was able to get a kill earlier, but with only just the MP9 retrievable, maybe he can try to do some further damage. Been given a lot of respect and a lot of room to move with, but this should be the 3 zip for Chiefs coming up. A bit of cash to work with as well on that CT side. But Order have kept them decently honest so far by taking guns out of their hands.
Yeah, look, for Ricky here, if he was able to get one more gun away, that would definitely be quite nice. Work his way in from Ivy here, pre-firing the corner. His position definitely known. Hugh will deal with it comfortably. 4-0 for Hugh so far here, and 3-0 for the Chiefs. Not a bad start, but we said very much the same about Nuke. They got off to an okay start. Things kind of came back a little bit for Order, then they came back for Chiefs, and inevitably Order ran away with things. So again, it's more of a marathon than a sprint. Chiefs need to be consistent across the course of a whole map and indeed a whole series if we're going to start talking a little more positively about them. Orb in the hands of Apoc Dud, though, is a good sign, and maybe this will be the map where he returns to that form that used to wow us a little bit toward the end of 2019.
Ooh.
Skull gets a nice kill onto Ustillo, and there's a little bit of bite here for Chiefs right now.
Flash is just so effective at putting him in position to frag. Traded back by Jira, though.
Jira's done a ton of damage as well, nice and early on. And Chiefs, although they get the opening advantage, now they have to dedicate some more resources over to Ivy. And that might allow Valiant to make a bit of a move through T connector as well. Order starting to show presence over at Inners as well. But that's a good flashbang coming in from Apoc Dud to allow at least Chiefs, once again, the numbers advantage. As Order are grouping up to hit this A-bomb site.
You can bet your bottom dollar that Ricky hits this entry if he does drop down SL. Jinx with an MP9, I guess. In with a pretty good shout, given that Ricky's pretty low on HP. But Ricky has been such a terror for Order so far here in Road to Rio. Maybe their best performer, actually, but in the end, actually, Jinx gets 2, so I'll eat my words. Well done to Jinx as he upgrades to an AK as well. A nice find. And 4-0 is the scoreline, so Chiefs progressing nicely here on Train.
That's a big round to take as well. I think they only lost 2 players at most, which is... I think they Skull Hunter dropped down. I don't know if someone else died, but Jinx is able to trade out an MP9 to an AK-47. They're able to get upgrades, and now the money's looking really good for the CT side. Order on the force buy, as they still haven't been able to make inroads, and really none of these rounds have been close so far. A completely different look this time around as Chiefs are able to get frags across the board. Maker's going to be the first point of contact, assisted with a flashbang. He's not going to spot out anything. He's not going to linger around. He's just going to fall back and play the safe game. The distances game as now Order grouping up in the upper halls, ready to attack that B-bomb site on the back of a few smoke grenades and utility.
Tech 9 Rec 9, been seeing a bit of work being done by that weapon so far in Road to Rio. Order with their trusty B take, the smoke in towards Z Connector and a couple more to disrupt the site players, and they start to work their way into that bomb site. Ustillo and Jinx, though, are the only ones to find some significant frags until Hugh chimes in. Damage being done here by Order, but maybe not enough to significantly trouble Chiefs, unless Ricky wins this one-on-one. Sharp shot, though, from Apoc Dud, ready and waiting. A good rotation across, and Chiefs certainly feeling a little more comfortable here on the CT side of Train.
Looking good, 5-0 right now for them before Order's able to put together another buy here. Lots of cash in the bank for Chiefs. This is exactly the start that we wanted to see from them. Starting to look a little bit better. Order's going to call attack timeout. They know that it's very, very dangerous to let the CT economy build up on Train here. They're not going to need just this one round. They're going to need multiple in a row to be able to break the economy of the Chiefs and get straight back into this game. This is their map pick. I don't think Humongous needs to work on a single thing, mate.
Maybe just work on getting his old name back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Nah, I actually prefer Humongous over Stat. I'll be honest.
To be fair, though, Kevin, you are a bit of a brainlet.
Yeah, let's be real. Who's Who's got the worst predictions in Road to Rio so far?
Who's ahead in train at the moment, guys? Come on, let's give Chiefs a bit of a break here right now. They're up 5-0, they've done well, but I'm not counting Order out just yet, obviously.
All I'm saying is 6-3, Kevin. We're all twice as smart as you, okay?
Exactly.
Oh, come on, you guys just went with the favoured picks.
Come on!
You guys are no fun. You guys are the boring Counter-Strike commentators. You get a party of fun right now.
Winning is fun.
Oh,
Wait, did someone say party? What was that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's Apoc done after he goes, I got a kill with an AWP. So already a 4-5, but you can see Alistair pushing through the smoke. It's just getting worse for Order at the moment as they're unable to find the opening picks. Chiefs just finding the answer right now. That tack pause not helping out just yet.
Not at all. Chiefs are off to a bit of a blinder right now, actually. And their CT economy is building up as well. That is the key factor here. A lot of the time, we've been watching Train, we've been seeing the CTs get off to a decent start rounds-wise, but they've had really close rounds, and they've been sitting at this point, you know, with maybe 1,000 to 2,000 in the back pocket of most of their members. Now for Chiefs, 8.5 almost for Apoc Dud, over 7K for Jinx. Maker's doing well for himself as well. So Order are not only losing the rounds, they're not even making them close. And Chiefs are putting themselves in a very commanding position right now in the first half.
Jinx trying to apply some pressure, trying to get the timing in the Molotov, but it's not going to work out. So Order at least able to take this Ivy control and force some of the players to shift around. But Skull Hunter still has, I guess, this green train position locked down, as now Astillo might be trying to make a move out of Ivy.
Oh, good kill onto Jyra, but expertly traded in the end by Valiance, who, alongside Ustillo, was going to put this into a 2-on-2. Hugh is still on the rotation across. So Maker is going to fall to a 1v1 against Valiance.
Maker's been having a shocker, and Humongous tries to time Ustillo, but it's not going to work out. So I think Humongous might just have to save. Nope, decides to go back down. And this is what I mean, right? Chiefs, they had a really good opener, but Order just slow it down, take the numbers game, and Chiefs, they're just getting in their own heads a little bit.
Yeah, not the end of the world, though, for Chiefs, assuming that doesn't end up happening. Order, they're going to want to make sure that they put a few rounds together here, but the difficulty is going to be that it'll take probably another 2 or 3 before they're able to break that CT economy. So Chiefs aren't in a difficult position just yet. In fact, actually, their money does get a bit lower than I thought. So next round's going to be a bit awkward for Chiefs if they do lose here, depending on whether or not they save guns through as well. Hugh already taking a sizable chunk of damage at the start of the round. Doesn't make life any easier for Chiefs, but look, Order only just now spreading across the map. Not too much control taken in the brown halls as Apoc Dud actually works his way in there as well. Does look like it'll be a setup to take the A-bomb site for Order, though.
Yep, just trying to show presence over at B, but Apoc Dud actually aggressing the corner. Doesn't matter, because Ricky's just a little bit too sharp. And just like that, Chiefs, they had such a great lead. It's slowly starting to slip away from them, and now some of the individuals need to step up. It's A-bomb site weak now.
It's a 4-on-5. Chiefs, I think they're just going to try and stack inner. Not a bad shout in a 4-on-5. We've seen it work before for Renegades in Road to Rio so far. But Order, I don't think want anything to do with this. They're going to go towards outer, which is probably going to prompt a full save from Chiefs.
Which wouldn't be half bad. They'll be able to afford at least one gun in the next round and have another proper gun buy, as opposed to a bit of a sort of a half weird buy. Order will work their way in here to A. There's no resistance at all, of course.
Smoke to the back of green train. You can see Valiance, he just showed you guys 2 smokes in a row. How nice. He showed you SL and he showed you E-Box.
It's a learning stream.
Yeah, bomb's going to go down. Round's over and done and dusted. So it's a question of whether or not Order are able to take a few guns off of Chiefs, who are now just all in the upper B halls, just looking to try to carry that AWP that's been retrieved off Apoc Dud's dead body. As well as the rest of the rifles. Can still get a buy into the next round if they're able to keep at least 3 guns in their hands. Any more that drop, and that's going to be the, I guess, their game suffering a little bit. Order now with 2 on the board, starting to build up a bank of their own as well. And that's a scary part on the T-side train. When you're starting to get these opening picks, when you're starting to figure out the cracks in the holes of the defense, it can really start blowing out for the T side from here.
It can, but Chiefs have been quite responsible holding on to those guns, which is going to give them another opportunity to try to shut order down before they, become completely broke. Maker throws the AWP over to APOC, who's going to be able to drop him a gun, or Maker could even buy his own gun.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? SL.
SL short ladder.
Do you get a few questions about that in chat whenever we're casting?
Yeah, so SL is short ladder. That's the pop dog, and then the long ladder is the upper ramp one.
Yeah.
We like to, simplify things and shorten things, us Aussies. Everything, really.
At which point we should really just be calling it SUL.
That's ridiculous, Jordan. What's
That's
wrong
ridiculous.
with you?
It's unbelievable.
Can you believe this guy?
What a joker.
Haha.
Kev's having not a bar of it. Still not sure where that sound's coming from.
I think there's something wrong with your chair again, Jordan, since you broke it yesterday.
Yeah. Don't have a footrest. Oh, I can't believe it.
Well, Chiefs, they can't afford to rest here either, or they are going to be finding themselves completely broke. You can see Jara applying pressure from T-Connector here, but Chiefs, a bit of a passive setup. I like this. Boosted up on CT Connector, top of Green Train, and the Hell setup. Nice little trio of rifles as the smokes fly over.
Skull's in a nice position here on top of Green Train. Jira seems to be looking for it and has spotted him out, but the fight will still go the way of the CT. Ustillo now knows what he needs to do, and that's to hit some entries, but so far not going too kindly for him. And this is going to be a rout, surely, for the Chiefs, as they might even look to try and keep all 5 guns alive. APOC Dud will drop, and it's of course to Ricky again. But a 6 on the board for Chiefs with 4 guns. You really can't be complaining about that.
Those are really good defensive protocols coming out from the CT side as well. You can see Skull Hunter dropping that at Smoke and Sandwich allows him not only to get a kill, just to slide out as well afterwards. They play responsibly behind the smokes. They're not trying to force anything. And pretty much from their order, they just can't really clear out that Outers bomb yard. And it just falls apart for them. So finally, Chiefs getting one on the board. Again. But Order, they've got enough cash to buy back up into this. Lacking a little bit of utility, though. Do have the AWP in the hands of Ricky, as well as Alistair. A double AWP set up on the T side, which is not going to work in this round because Alistair just gets absolutely railed.
It's a rough game for Alistair so far. He just gets cleaned up by Skull. Man, what a difference a map can make.
Yeah, they've fired up. They're starting to get going individually. This is a completely different Chiefs that we're seeing from Nuke into Train.
Well, it's exactly what we talked about on the analyst desk. We needed to see a different Chiefs because the one that was playing on Nuke was nowhere near up to the challenge against
Hold
Order.
that thought. Order's going for this inners setup, and that was going to be a double push in upper ramp here from Chiefs. It's a double setup, and they've got Skull on this inner site. This could be a nightmare for Order.
Yeah, tough one to trade for Jira, particularly with an AWP, and Hugh will get a couple. They're not expecting Maker up there either. And that is sublime for Chiefs. Ricky goes down as well. Maker showing a bit more vintage form.
Beautiful.
7-2. And when do you start saying, hey, Chiefs are actually seeming like they're back in form?
I only say that when the game's over, to be honest, because we've seen so many times. I mean, look, I'm excited. A lot of people are excited to see Chiefs bringing their A game against Order at the moment because this is what we're expecting. This is the potential that they can hit, right? But the problem is, can they carry this into the mid-game when Order start firing up? Because Order are having a bit of a shocker right now. As you were saying, Alistair, no kills so far. I mean, as soon as I say that as well, now comes the text. We're just putting Alistair into a grave. And
yeah.
And Alistair is inconsistent like that sometimes. That's
is this the Road to Rio stream, or is this the Bully Players stream?
This is not the Bully Players stream. This is the honest truth at the moment. If you're primary, like on the T side, how many times do you go for a double AWP setup like that? On the T side of Train.
What that says to me is the Order are sort of out of ideas. They're kind of doing something a bit out there, and they're thinking, well, maybe if we chuck a double AWP in, it might work. But surely that's not the strategy that you want to default back to when you're down 6-2.
I feel like that double AWP can really work if you're trying to punish aggression, especially towards Ivy. You have an upper ramp. You know, you can hold some pretty long lines of sight, get yourself some pretty easy kills. Maybe go for a bit of a cute boost in T-Connector to try to pick someone on top of one of the trains or something like that. But once you go past that first, 30 to 45 seconds of the round and you haven't been able to find yourself a pick with it, you're then going to have to try to make your way towards outers or inners. And I think at that point, the only way you can use those orbs effectively is if maybe you go for those progression smokes on outside, E-box and sandwich or something like that. You have one orb sort of posted down the left side of green train and looking for picks on those long lines of sight and locking down angles as your riflers try to clear out that bomb train. But that's not what we saw from Order. I mean, obviously they lost a pick and then they tried to go towards inners and they walked straight into a stack. So I'm not sure it would have mattered what they did there. Whether they had 5 orbs or 1 orb, it wouldn't have really worked out against that setup.
Well, looking into another pistol armor buy for at least the majority of Order. Alistair and Jaira also running out with upgraded pistols, but looks like it'll be a B hit here for Order and see whether or not it's the same setup again into Z connector and sandwich. The smokes go. No ramp smoke for Order this time, but they're into the bomb site regardless. Valiance has gone huge in killing his own teammate as well, but you'll take it. It's a 3 for 2. Overall, 3 on 3 is the result for Order in the end. Valiance 4 HP, but they've got the bomb down. They've got a potential chance in this round. Alice has pushed forward. Can see this still going the way of Order. The Chiefs milling around at Z connector. They have to go for that retake.
Oh, Skull Hunter as well as Jinx, they've just completely wrapped this round up. Great patience, Chiefs. They're just sitting there, just going, all right, what could be happening right now? Alistair was spotted on earlier by Maker or by Humongous, as he was the first one to make that inners cross. So they were expecting a bit of aggression. They're waiting for that SL pressure as well. You can see Jinx was covering that line off. So although Order get the bomb plant down and take 2 weapons away, I don't think Chiefs are going to be perturbed by that.
Nope, certainly not. Going swimmingly right now for Chiefs, and I've got to say I'm kind of surprised by the fact that they've been able to turn this one around, because I really did think Order was just going to run away with Train. But credit where it's due to Chiefs. They've come back into the mix and definitely keeping Order honest and making them work for a spot in that grand final. Who knows? May still yet be Chiefs that make it there. This time, a lot of utility chucked into T-Con early. He still is going to throw that flash into Ivy, but Apoctard is set up there as well alongside Skull.
And what a turnaround from Skull these last couple of maps. Hold that thought though. Order's going aggressive out of upper ramp now.
Oh, I'm not sure that's going to work out too nicely. Hughes spotted them early. Maker's looking in fine form here on Train, and with an AUG in hand, it should be all too easy to hold down those angles. Valiance has dropped, and he might just catch Hugh off guard, but as ever, Hugh is looking solid in road to Rio and shuts another player down. Order can't seem to make anything stick.
Look at Chiefs go. This is an unbelievable turnaround, and this is a huge performance across the board. Every single player seeming to really fire up here for the Chiefs. They're up 9-2. What a great birthday present. We're going to go to 3 maps, it looks like, boys.
I have to agree.
Maybe so. I don't know.
Oh,
As soon as you say that.
This is the guy that predicted
just a
Chiefs to win.
contrarian. He doesn't even care about the result. He's just like,
I just want more Counter-Strike.
What's that, guys? You guys think Chiefs are good? No, actually, I don't think Chiefs are very good, actually.
Fairweather supporter, that's what I'll call it. Or Fairweather detractor even, because
That's better than
it's not a supporter.
That's better than jumping on the bandwagon. The reason why
There
I
is
say
no
that
bandwagon,
Look,
mate.
okay.
There's a right answer and a wrong answer. That's what I'm going to say.
Hang on a moment. Who predicted Chiefs again? Who predicted Order?
Who's got one map and who doesn't have a map yet?
That's what I'm saying. I'm
feel
saying Order's not out of this map just yet.
No,
That's the whole thing.
they're not.
Because
True.
individually, all it
True.
takes is a couple of rounds for them to fire up, and there you get maybe that 3rd or 4th round of the T
Yep.
side. And even if the scoreline's 12-3, you guys saw what happened yesterday between D13 and Tyloo. It was a 12-3 half, and it took a year and a half at D13 to just close it out.
Yeah, we were here all night. And in fairness, Order is actually starting on the T side here as well. So it's kind of expected for them to be at a bit of a deficit on Train. The major surprise to me, and I think the reason why I'm a little bit excited to see Chiefs putting this 9 rounds together on the CT side, is that they weren't able to do this in the last matchup against Order on this map. And they're kind of resurging a little bit from that game on Nuke. So it's a much better performance from Chiefs, but you're absolutely right. It's not over yet for Order.
It's not. This will be a good chance for them to try to get across the line with a round. Let's face it, they're not going to be able to put a dent in this Chiefs economy for quite a while. What a bloody flash, though. Skull Hunter cannot put a foot wrong along with the rest of the Chiefs.
This is, I mean, you were saying yesterday in Dust 2, right? Chiefs were a step ahead every single time. It looks like, once again, a step ahead. This is the first time I feel like Chiefs are actually taking T Connector.
Yeah.
And, I mean, one round they're stacking uppers. It just so happens that's a perfect round. Then they take Ivy. They're just reading this game perfectly right now.
It was kind of that proactive gameplay where they are the ones that are making the moves. And it's again just Chiefs being able to do that. They're dictating how this game plays out. Very reminiscent of Dust 2. And Order are in shambles right now on the T side.
I'll be honest, if Skull Hunter gets another kill here, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. The fact that he's able to sit in SL, he's in a molly, he's under all this pressure. How has he done this? This is pretty much the story of the half so far. Chiefs, they're just running around. They're just finding the perfect timings. They're winning these duels, and they're using teamwork on the back of it. All these members now
He's going to ace them. He's going to ace them, Kev. Come on, Jinx. Don't do him like this, mate.
Jinx is going to die peeking out of E-Box. Skull's going to find the trade. That's my guarantee to you.
What are you, a salesman?
I guarantee you. Otherwise, it's 100% off.
And I think
Jinx is just baiting for him, to be honest. And look, Skull's swinging in. No, Hugh.
No, Hugh. Oh, he's done him dirty. But 10 rounds now, and the whole thing about that round, that was a buy round from Order, but yeah, sure, that was individual brilliance, but you can see how Chiefs were set up once again. I mean, flash banging Skull Hunter in, still playing around SL, even if he goes down, there's players ready to fight it out there, ready with utility.
Oh, how's he done that onto Valiants of all people? This man is usually so solid at holding those angles.
This is peak Skull Hunter form. This is the Scully Man special.
Yep. Peak being the key word here. Because he's peaking everyone.
Good
16,
one.
If you're 16-3, why not?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, less than 20 seconds in a round, they've taken utility damage already.
Apok dud. Not a fan of that one. Not a fan of that one at all, but it's a few more kills for Jinx. Why not? 14-3 now for him as well. It's not just the Skull show. It is the Chiefs show at the moment. That was through a smoke. Gyra's dead. So is Order here on the train.
They're all human headshot machines at the moment. 11-2. All right, this is now starting to get to the point where I go, all right, I think this might be done and dusted. As soon as I say those magic words, maybe Order will be able to get a couple of rounds here to the end.
Perhaps. Could be the case.
Double up setup again. Let's see if they follow what we heard Mitch saying earlier, taking those long angle deals, but will Chiefs allow them the opportunity to even fire a shot?
I've seen Ricky definitely hit this upper ramp peak, and that's where Hugh's heading, which is what you're trying to go for with those double orbs. Could be a bit of a freebie for the man if he's able to make it work. Unfortunately, it looks like both of them have whiffed their shot towards upper ramp there. So no one's really got the best of that. Both of these orbs still poking and prodding, looking for some picks.
Low on the action at the moment. Probably one of the slower rounds so far that we have, but Alistair, barely missing that shot. They're trying to utilize every advantage they can, Order, but they just can't seem to find the shots to connect for now.
Yeah, so a minute on the clock. Order's got double orbs, and they have to go and try and take a site, and this is the problem with these double orbs. It's like, one of these riflers, you know, Ustillo or Gyra, one of these more aggressive lads has got to go into one of these bomb sites and actually make impact, because the trade potential with that AWP is going to be much harder. You're imagining that Ricky's probably going to be posting up on this CT connector and they're going to jump down this lower ramp. Alistair is now lurk AWPing, which usually it's Ustillo over here.
Poggers.
And again, it is just this dry push into inner, and Maker looking to do his best Jam Young impression from the other day.
He's in the perfect spot. The smoke comes in at a great time as well for Q. Maker and Apok dud get one apiece, and there is still Q holding on to the B bomb site to give Chiefs the numbers advantage. In fact, it's not just the numbers advantage, it's two-player advantage. Ustillo taps the head off of Skull. So there is still some fight left here in Order as Ricky also finds a kill, but they need to get the bomb down. They won't be able to do it now, and Jinx just cleans them both up regardless. 12 on the board for Chiefs, and they might just post the most one-sided half here in Road to Rio if they get this final round.
You saw them starting to turn it around. You see those 2v5s all the time, or 2v4s.
But there's a bit of a difference this time as that Chiefs, their members are performing pretty well. So even if they lose a couple of deals there, Jinx is in position just to come straight in and just dome some people.
Yeah, I mean, these are some of the players that have kind of gone missing a little bit for the Chiefs in these last couple of games. So it's good to see them warm up and start to fire up. And you're seeing the result of it. Order's just left reeling. They don't have an answer. We could be looking at a 13-2 here. 3 Galils, not the ideal weaponry, but that's a good start for Alistair. He's picked Skull pushing through Ivy there.
Skull Hunter was trying to force the agenda, but maybe it's allowed Order a bit of a look into this round, but Apoc died just straight through the smoke, is able to pick off one, and now Valiant's unable to enter against Jinx, who's still dancing around heaven, and still Apoc died. It's the double op setup that's working. Order just can't find the entries. It's all down to Ricky's AK right now. I don't know if he spotted out the gun barrel maker, but oh my goodness, it's a 13-2 half. Absolute demolition coming forward.
Never a dull moment here in ANZ for Road to Rio as we have turned this game on its head. It's Chiefs and Order. And Chiefs currently up something crazy on Train. 12-3, 13-2. Where did it end? It doesn't really matter. Chiefs go into the second half looking astronomically better than Order. And Order really struggling right now on Train. Not sure why that's happened because it is Order's map choice. But maybe, just maybe, this is a lesson for Order as to why you don't pick your map against the same opponent in the same competition 2 days later after you've beaten them handily on it.
I mean, I wouldn't just say it's just the map pick here. It's just really down to the individual deals at the moment. Chiefs, just during that break, might have just, I don't know, mentally reset, found some zen, and all of a sudden they're hitting their shots. You can look at Skull Hunter. We're saying that he was having impact earlier, but talking on Nuke a couple of rounds, but he's had impact on almost every single round on Train. And Jinx also stepping up the game. No longer is it the humongous show. Yep. It's kind of just all over the Chiefs show.
I think that's a big difference as well, Kev, isn't it? It's been the Hugh show for the entire road to Rio, and they've been able to put 7 or 8 rounds together in a half. But now you see Jinx, now you see Skull putting in those numbers as well, and even Apoctard having a much better half. I mean, I guess you can say the same for Maker as well. So it's just across the board, and this is the difference when all of Chiefs are stepping up, all of them working together, and all of them hitting that kind of peak form. This is the kind of Chiefs that we talk about when we say Chiefs can challenge the top of the scene.
Yep, I would agree with that. And I'd say we talked to Apoctard the other day. He told us that Hugh was their impact player. All I'm going to say is I don't think that, because all I'm seeing is Skull Hunter top of the scoreboard and Chiefs out way in front. When he gets aggressive and he's, finding these duels and finding the entries, Chiefs look absolutely unstoppable. So if he's able to continue this form, they're going to have a good shot at trying to take Order out in this series.
Have to finish off Train first, and you'd have to say this is going to be a tough one for Order to come back into, and a tough one for Chiefs to let slip as well. Let's be real. Comebacks on the CT side, even on a map like Train, so difficult in the current environment.
I mean, if they get this T-pistol, they put themselves in a position to basically just fall over and win the map.
I don't know, Chiefs on the anti-eco so far have not been looking too good, so yeah, they might be able to take the pistol, but they still have to do a lot of hard work to 3 rounds. It doesn't seem like a lot sometimes, but I mean, this is what I mean. You still got to be doing the yards to get the kills and get the entries working, because it's Gyro and Estillo making this double SL play work out. And with 40 seconds left in the timer, Alistair's also looking to pressure in as well. Bomb might be making its way back to the B-bomb site if Humongous lands this shot. Not going to be the case.
Not much to say there, really. Order, a must-win pistol that does go their way.
Well, that's going to get them off to a good start here. And you can see very respectful buy coming out of Order. Got a whole lot of M4s and FAMASs. No SMGs to be farming up the cash. Potentially expecting a force out of Chiefs, which is not going to be coming out. Seen a lot of teams forcing with those pistols lately. In all honesty, I don't mind just taking the single save and going for that 3rd round buy with AKs and armor and a couple of pieces of utility, especially on a map like Train. Can work out pretty nicely for you, rather than just trying to force things with the pistols.
Out comes the block Train as well, but Ricky is in a good position to drop the utility and set up the crossfire, so Jinx is just going to run into the Molotov. They were afraid there might be some SMGs there, but it's not going to be the case. Round's over pretty quickly, and it is going to be, as you said, the AK is out, a bit of utility to work with. An Order. No AWPs in play just yet, but they all got rifles, so they're going to be happy at sitting at distance, getting the shots down.
Yeah, let's see what Chiefs are going to put together here. Some pretty good utility across the board from all their players. Quick smoke into Sandwich. Looking like they're wanting to go for a bit of a quicker play towards inner. They're going to Molotov upper ramp. Ricky's got a handful of utility, but he's all on his own towards this inner site for the time being until he's called the rotation from Ustillo over. But both of them have FAMASs, so could be difficult to win some duels against the AK. And I like the approach here from Chiefs. They're going to rush out of upper ramp, but Ricky at the coils, nice and close.
Yeah, just for Masters, though. Not quite the stopping power of the M4. Smokes are going in here from Chiefs to more or less telegraph their intentions, and Ricky will dodge the flash. The Chiefs are going to continue to push along the catwalk. Apoctard takes the challenge onto Ricky. Survives for now, but it's Hugh that dropped down that actually is the one that is going to find those couple of frags. He's going to do it with a bit of a vengeance as well. Still some revenge being sought for what happened on Nuke here by Chiefs. That's a big aim duel to win, though, for Valiance.
allows them to wrap around, but as the picks are starting to fall away for the CT side, it allows Apocdud and Humongous to continue the charge forward. Flashbang is good from Alistair, but it also compromises position. It's all down to Apocdud right now, and he's kind of stuck in a poor situation. He can't swivel around in time, and Valence has the kit. Order managed to make that retake work out absolutely brilliantly. Those are some great entries from Chiefs, but they just can't win the crucial aim duels at the end in order to really have that young star Valiance to thank to take that round to extend, I guess, the win streak on the CT side.
Oh, it's not easy to be able to beat Jinx on that off angle there. Very heads-up play from the man to be able to take that one away. Although with 2 players surviving, that's going to be an expensive round from them, but they had a bit of cash already in the back pocket. Chiefs taking this single save, but upgrading a hell of a lot of pistols. Then they're going to do a bit of a nade stack onto the bomb train there. Luckily, Valiant's failed this jump there, or he might have taken a hell of a lot more damage than that. Never have you been happier to see a bit of bot movement.
I don't know if this is a fight that Ricky really wants to take. He's shoulder peeking. He's pretty brave, but eventually he decides to back off.
It's like, it's not even worth it. It's like, wow, yes, good job. We killed the pistoler.
He's shoulder peeking at Deagle. It's like there could be just a rush coming. He's just shoulder peeking it, trying to draw out something.
It's like, yeah, sure, 8 times out of 10, you probably kill him with the AWP, but the 2 times out of 10 when he manages to land that Deagle headshot. And it's humongous, for God's sake. The man's been doing it all tournament long.
Slower approach to this round by Chiefs. They work their way onto the A site. It should be a relatively straightforward round for Order here. Valiant's having a bit of aim prac alongside Alistair and Gyra. Order's getting rolling okay here on CT so far. Money's building up. They've got a few rounds on the board. I'm not going to say it's possible from here, but if it were to be, this is how you'd want to start it.
Yeah, great money built up there for Order. You can see the right side, bottom right of your screen. Lots of cash for all the lads. So that's definitely going to help them sustain a few losses here from Chiefs, who are looking sharp today, but yet to get through on their T side just yet.
I think the scary part now is Valiance is looking a little bit like Skull Hunter right now on that CT side, just not missing a single shot, able to win out a lot of the aim duels. And for Chiefs, they're not, I guess, bringing that form forward.
Again, it's this play towards inner from Chiefs. Valiance, like you said, looking keen, looking sharp. He's already up close towards their cell, did a masterful job flanking on that retake last time around. But this time, it's not going to be Ricky on inners. It's actually Ustillo and Gyro with these 2 rifles. As this execute comes in for Chiefs.
Well, fast plays into the B site for Chiefs as they try to overwhelm Ustillo and Gyra. That's not going to happen too easily. Gyra doesn't go down without a fight. However, Ustillo does roll over, and it's a 4-on-3. Close plant situation now for Order as they have to work their way in from Z connector, but Maker being very sneaky. Hides behind the smoke.
Really strong position. As soon as it fades, maybe Alistair... No, Alistair doesn't spot him out, I think. But the picks are still rolling in the favor of Order for now. Now with that Molotov, it kind of gives the game away. And somehow Order, they're still rolling forward, has a unit, has a team. Now Humongous tapping away. They know that one's at uppers, and Ricky is just covering off the flank, but it's actually going to be Maker dropping in through inners. But oh my goodness, the sectors are being covered, and Order win another one. 7-13 now.
They've just got all the angles covered, haven't they? Coming in on that retake, they do not put a toe out of line. All of these duels just very quickly won by Order as they slowly progress, just checking all of their angles up onto that inner bomb site, which is one of the easier ones to retake in the game on that CT side. But it shouldn't be looking that easy in a 4-on-3 in favor of Chiefs, especially when they have Maker up in that aggressive position close to T-Con. That's one of the biggest win conditions to get your riflers deep on that inner train yard.
Yep, the winds of change are in effect.
I mean, do you think that was a bit of a mistake for him to throw the Molotov as opposed to just staying there hidden and just waiting for his moment of opportunity?
Yeah, I think he's the main man who needs to be able to sort of secure the win there for Chiefs. You see a lot of the time that player up close is sort of the player that you're playing off of. You're hiding behind that pop train, you're hiding behind bomb train, and the second that Maker you know, in theory, gets contact, sees a player, takes an aim tool, you're picking off of him or you're throwing a flash for him to enable him to be able to secure you another kill and get even further ahead. But it seemed like he just kind of went down for free there. And then Order, as they moved forward, they were able to get more and more picks. And you saw, as Chiefs started to respond, Order was given enough room to work with to where you saw Ricky locking down that lower ramp. And the second that someone from Chiefs tried to peek in, tried to trade something, the angle was already held, already covered by Order, and they just continued to punish the peaks out of Chiefs as they moved on to that bomb train.
Nice line held here for Ricky. Doesn't actually eventuate for a kill for him, but it's enough of a distraction and a decoy that gives you Stillo that half second he needs to take the head off of Jinx.
He's waiting to get a little bit more here. Never mind, I thought he was going to be sitting on that upper ramp. Chiefs throwing some utility towards Inner. I don't think they're going to be forcing this play toward Inner, though. You do see Apoc Dud's made his way down SL. Makers going back towards T-Con. Chiefs, they've given up any hopes of going towards this inner bomb site. Hasn't worked for them last round, and so far, not so good, as they've already dropped Jinx here, so they're going to regroup. Maker throwing a smoke towards E-Box. Smoke goes out to Sandwich, thrown by Apoc Dud, and he's going to get his way into T-Connector as Chiefs try to make something happen towards the outer train yard now.
But it's just Apoc Dud by himself in the outer train yard, and as the time is starting to tick away, those smokes are going to fade. And Jara is going to win the first engagement at Ivy, which makes it just easier for the CTs to try to hold on. Ooh. It's a perfect crossfire right now, and Chiefs, they're just not in the position to trade each other out. I mean, Valiant, he is just taking them out of the server. I feel like I'm seeing the game just CTs popping heads off. Ts can't do absolutely anything.
It's not the Chiefs that we saw on the CT side, is it, Jordan?
No, it's really slipping away from them. It's, you know, they've still got that buffer. They've still got 5 rounds, but Skull dies after rounds.
$700. Oh, man.
It goes from bad to worse, doesn't it?
It just really reminds me of Dust 2 against Order. Except this time there's a little bit more room to work with for Order, isn't there? Enough sort of room to actually see them try to climb back into a map win here. It's not quite too far gone yet for Chiefs, but it's just the way that they're moving around the map, you know, after they lose that pick to Jinx. You saw it from Order on their T side, on Nuke, for example. When they lost the first pick, they just rushed ramp and went straight into lower and tried to punish Maker and get the bomb down. For Chiefs, they lost Jinx there. They just sort of bumble around, not knowing what to do.
Out comes the A-site attack once again. This time around, at least they're able to get the entry kill, but it's still the CTs holding firm for now. Apoc Dud, last man left standing, just going to be waiting that smoke out. You can see Valiant's already in the position to cover it. Somehow Apoc Dud still comes out on top of the deal. But with 23 HP and just a P250, well, it's too much to find.
Val has hit the 16k mark, and that goes to show just how dominant this half has been so far for Order. Of course, he'll have to reinvest after dropping to Apoc Dud toward the end of the round there. But double orbs in here again for Order. No questions that the economy is solid for them. And it's just a case of how long Order can keep this win streak going before Chiefs finally find that round that might, you know, tip things back in their favor, put them over to 14, maybe put them over to 15 and say, okay, well, Order just doesn't have quite enough time. At the moment, it's not really a concern for Order, but one more round here for Chiefs is going to put them really on that precipice. Order just have to keep plugging away, taking it one round at a time until they get to 13-13, and then they can sort of think about the bigger picture.
And look at that utility being used over at T-Connector at the right time as well. I don't know if the AWP from Alistair spotted anything, but Skull Hunter's been spotted out this time. It is still open, nice and close. Takes the first engagement. Maker smoked off, can't help out. So they are committing, but they're just locked away.
Silo does take the challenge and Maker will shut him down, but in reality there's way too many Order players here for this to be a huge problem for them. 13-10, another one goes over to the Order scoreboard. And Chiefs, just seems like they're running at a brick wall at the moment.
This is why I'm glad I don't count my chickens before they hatch sometimes, Jordan, because, I mean, 13-2, you're thinking Chiefs, this could be a big chance for them to just close out the map, but now Order, huge resurgence.
I was so keen to see a map 3 in this one, and I'm not sure that we're going to get it anymore.
I'm sorry, Mitch, I cursed you.
It's the hero AK out of Jinx. He's chosen to buy up while the rest of the lads going to take a bit of a half bite.
Through the smoke, maybe they're going to go here, Chiefs. An interesting play, and we'll see if Porter is prepared for it. Valiance, he's spamming through the smoke for a double kill, and so I think that more or less just sums up how the half has gone for Chiefs so far. Hugh's got always won with the Deagle every single round here in Road to Rio, but can't do much more than that. And Apoc Dud alone with a Tech 9. There wasn't much in that round in the end for Chiefs.
Nope, not after Valiance decides just to shoot through smoke and just delete anyone that's trying to come in through that sandwich area. So Order hit the 11 round mark. That is 9 in a trot at the moment with no answer from Chiefs so far on this T side. And they've only used 2 tactical pauses so far from Chiefs. But it's starting to reek a little bit of desperation at the moment. They're starting to just throw things and hope it sticks to the wall as opposed to just settling down and trying to figure out what they should be doing.
Here's the buy here for Chiefs. See if they're able to get a round in, because they really have not had much luck here. Any luck really on the T side so far. Run boost onto Apoc Dud might put him on the line, fight against Ricky, but it's actually Ricky on the left side. Holding a tight line. Double push on upper ramp. Nice pick for Apoc Dud. This is a man advantage that Chiefs must convert.
Don't know if Skull Hunter spotted out Gyra there, but Gyra's able to get out with his life for now. As the T's are coming ever so closer. Apoc Dud, is he going to look above Green Train? No, he isn't. And Gyra is able to grab one, answer it back. HE Grenade barely missing out. Now they're coming out through SL. Alistair's got the AWP, but he's fallen off the perfect position. But they almost line up for him.
Oh, Maker, can he salvage it here for the side of Chiefs? The answer is no, it's just Skull Hunter left. He was good in the first half, but that's gone missing here alongside the rest of Chiefs in the second, as Order will now put themselves 1 round away from Chiefs' scoreline. Oh dear, what has happened? What is going on?
Counter-Strike in a nutshell. What else can I say? Comeback train. I think that sums it up. We didn't want to bring up that word, but if it was ever an appropriate time on the CT side, deleting people.
CT doesn't stand for counter-terrorist, it stands for comeback train. Pistols for Chiefs in this one. And I'd have to say the way that this has been going, it should be pretty comfortable for Order to deal with, but you can never really count your chickens before they hatch, so let's not do that just yet.
All you really need from Chiefs right now is just a lucky round. Maybe you just get a couple of good shots in. Maybe you catch one of the CTs off timing. Which this is one of the best rounds to actually catch them off because it's only Gyro that's here. But as soon as I say that, the rotation's already coming out from Ricky and the utility's dropped.
Alrighty. Slow and steady wins the race for Chiefs. Threw a bit of utility in, but have not decided to execute off the back of that. Still got a few smokes left to work with here, though, so there should be something for them in the back pocket to push into the A-bomb side, I'd say, but based on where the bomb is sitting right now.
I don't know, this just feels like one of the previous rounds where they get this map control and they start double-guessing themselves a little bit, and they're not really committing together, and that's what happens. They've bled out so many rounds, they're starting to, I guess, be worried about that buffer. You were so confident earlier, but now that confidence has completely just been diminished away. Out comes a bit of a B fake. It's actually going to be the A-bomb site.
Well, not a bad start for Alistair, who is having a much better half here, alongside Ricky as well. The AWP's going to town on Chiefs until Hugh arrives. Now, he's already gotten a couple. Is there still something interesting to say about this?
I don't think there's time to plan. So even if he gets Alistair, all Gyra needs to do is hide. And you can see Gyra is already just off on the other side. Another round where Order pick up. That's really smart play coming out from Order. And just the ability now that you go that you're 12-13, you don't need to over-rotate.
Yeah, they've equalized now as well.
Just wanted to have a look at that round from a while ago when we had Maker up in the smoke, because we talk about Chiefs' chances to actually put a round on the board, you know. This is a pretty decent one. You're in a 4-on-3. You can have a look at Maker. He's up close to the CTs here. He has probably, 6-7 seconds. And if you look at the utility on Apoc Dart on Jinx, they could flash him here to try and go for a pick. But he ends up actually having to wrap back, unfortunately. So he misses that opportunity. Let's see if Chiefs have better luck in this next round.
Wishful thinking, I'd say. We do head into round 27 with another opening frag from Alistair. He's gone from something like 1-11 or 1-12 to 15-15. So that just goes to show how different a half can be for an individual. You can never count someone like Alistair out.
Yep, and even Jira as well. He was having an absolute shocker, only a single kill on the T side. Now with 10 kills, it doesn't sound that great, but he really has picked up his form. And now Chiefs, they're trying to attack Ivy en masse, 3 people as they have the numbers deficit. They've just left Jinx to try to lurk over here to the B bomb site SL position, but you still have Alistair with the AWP just holding inners right now, full belter utility. And that's the scary part, Jordan, is because they just have no way of really pushing their way forward.
Rough times ahead. Apoc Dart at least has given them an opening frag onto Ricky, so the AWPs certainly are reigning supreme here on Train. On T and on CT. Ustilo though, faced with a couple of players, Maker and Skull Hunter, who will be able to 2v1 him down. 30 seconds left on the clock though, and Chiefs do need to get a bit of a wriggle on right into Alistair, who's not missing a shot at the moment. He's covered off by Valiance as well, sitting in SL, gets rid of Jinx, gets rid of any possible problem that Alistair could have had. And now with 17 seconds, Maker has to retrieve that bomb, but 26 HP, and Valiance has a chance in the round. Creeping out from SL, he's gotten past the smoke. Can't see too much though. And the bomb plant does go down safely. Apoc Dart takes the peak, and finally Chiefs have their round.
Oh, they finally got one across the line. It's taken a very long time. 6 or 7, 8 rounds in a row, it feels like, for Order. Probably more than that. I've just lost count with how many there's been, but they've finally gotten one.
I think it was 11?
Yep, 11. That's quite a few more.
It's hurting our boy MJ as well.
Well, speaking of, there is a tactical pause here for Chiefs. Now they recognize, hey, this is our moment. We've got that one round. Obviously not enough to break the economy of Order, but it at least gives you a little bit of momentum heading into this next round, number 28. And get up to 15-13. That just puts the pressure right back on Order. They'll be thinking, we've done so much work to get back into this map. Surely we can't drop it now. And yet that is a very real possibility still.
They still have to fight off against Order's biome this round because, as you said, the money is, it's too good. They can still get the double AWP set up, and I think that's just a temporary blip in Order's radar for Chiefs, though. That was looking a lot better. They were committing together. They had the numbers disadvantage, but they decided to group up and use Force, trust in Apoc Dart's AWP, and a couple of flashbangs to make the entries work out. And it looks like Order looking to maybe get a little bit aggressive in inners as well. You can see Jira is interested in pushing forward. He's just playing anti-flash right now. Alistair's just holding the angle to it. Ivy, this is so aggressive from Order, trusting in their numbers, trusting that Chiefs is actually trying to split and take control of the map.
Really focusing on the extremities here, waiting for Chiefs to just put a single step in towards Ivy or in towards Inner. Definitely won't be Ivy, but there might be some information here for Ricky as you see him edge forward. He's well aware that there's absolutely no one at Ivy. This gives the opportunity for Valiance to start to rotate. You can see him shifting over. He's heard all of these players above SL. He's well aware there's at least one player there. Smoke's being thrown on towards this outside bomb site. Seeing Order start to shift away from Inner, and Chiefs, they have a bit of a window here to push Inner.
Yeah, but Skull going to be in all sorts of problems. Tough one to win against Ustilo, and he's, to be honest, done well to get him all down to 9 HP. But that's a pick for Order. That's a numbers advantage for Order as Chiefs have to make their way into the A site with only 20 seconds on the clock.
And that's the problem. They're just double guessing back and forth into the B bomb site. But Alistair's here. This has to be a shot hit from Apoc Dart, and it has to be a bait. Great jump out. There it is. Alistair misses a shot, but Valiance needs to deny the cross. It's all down to Maker at the moment. He's trying to fang his way in, but there's no time. It's going to be Ricky that cleans up, and Chiefs, they're trying to quadruple pump it. Doesn't work out, and the scores are once again tied 14 apiece.
It's just indecision, and unfortunately the problem is that Order hasn't been under enough pressure really on the CT side to waste a lot of these key pieces of utility. So they have, unfortunately, dropped that Molotov on inners. You saw it from Ustillo just when Chiefs wanted to go into that inner bomb site. That makes them second guess themselves. Try to turn around and go back to outer, but when you're running the clock down this long, when you spend such a long time waiting for pushes, waiting for aggression, setting up those players towards inner, you just don't have the time to be able to push back and forth between the sites.
Good response from Order. Just settling those nerves a little bit. Build the confidence back on up. And it really comes down to the wire here for Chiefs now.
Order, a little bit of money left in the bank, but Chiefs, not a whole lot. If they lose this round, you're looking at probably like 3 to 3.5k in the bank. Not enough to get full utility on the T side. What a grenade there.
Ouch.
I think that was Ustillo. Here's this Innis hit now.
Now comes the smokes and Ustillo just underneath the uppers position. Ricky is just completely isolated away, but he's still able to get the kills, and somehow Ustillo is able to get at least one from that position to force a numbers advantage. And Valiance has been so sharp, he stopped the bomb plant, 2v4.
Maker picks that bomb back on up and wants to get it planted, but knows he needs to find another kill before then just to equalize the numbers as much as possible. A 2-on-3 turns into a 1-on-2 as it's a trade for Jinx, but he might just be able to do this. Alistair in the 1v1 had a phenomenal second half. Jinx had an amazing first half, and now the two Titans go up against each other in this critical round to put Chiefs onto map point, but it'll be Order that now secure match point thanks to Alice's headshots.
Needs to defuse. Okay, there it is. I don't know what exactly Alistair was thinking, but that is a huge round to pick up. Jinx tries his best. 1v3 stuck in the site, but he's able to isolate all these aim deals, but he just didn't have the HP at the end of the day. And now Order, match point and series point.
Yeah, but Chiefs, they did get that bomb plant down, and that's definitely going to help out their money. A handful of kills as well, and a little bit of money in the bank on one of those players makes all the difference. Still, it will only be like 4.5k in the bank for some of these players, so you're looking at Apoc, Dud, and Humongous, very limited on the utility. Skull Hunter hasn't been able to buy head armor just to be able to get a few extra pieces of utility. And no AWP. Chiefs, this is their series point on the line. They need this T-sided round, and they have not been getting through with very many of them.
I mean, they've only gotten forward with one so far. At least Ivy control's been taken. They've pushed Alistair off the angle. But Alistair still wants to fight it out.
It's the play here, Chiefs. This is your tournament life on the line. One T-side gun round. Not a whole lot of utility to be working with. It's looking like a split through Ivy and T connector. Order, it's a reasonable setup to be able to deal with that. They are pretty defensive on this train yard, so it's looking like they're going to lean towards defending Ivy first. Keeping an eye on Alistair on top of this green train. Just the re-smokes. Chiefs, surely this pressure's starting to get to them. Every time they're rearing to go, the smoke starts to run out. They're getting ready to start holding the push.
Gyro's still got a smoke to play with. There it is. It's going to be another smoke being deployed, and they're going to push through it. They have to push through it, and Gyro's given up the angle at the wrong time.
Might be a stroke of brilliance, actually, here for Chiefs, if Gyro's not expecting them.
20 seconds, though, Jordan.
And they're making a bit of noise. Here we go. Potential final round in the map here. Gyro falls. Oh! The Chiefs have just walked into the A bomb site and said, see you later, Order. We want to push this one through to overtime, and surely from here, they can do just that.
Yeah, but you can't ever discount Ustillo and Ricky. They've been having a really good CT half so far. Need to see patience from Chiefs on this retake. They've got the advantages, but you can see they're all grouped up together right now. The bomb plant is for the sandwich/hell position.
It'll be a heartbreaker to lose right here. Ustillo clearing out Ivy. Has to look forward for more. What? Oh, no. Ustillo gets two. There's still time on the clock here for Order to play with, but they have to find a couple more players. Jinx does get rid of Ustillo, and Ricky has no option now but to sit that defuse. That's the round over. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be 15-15.
At least they find the answer at the end, I guess, to bring it into overtime for Chiefs to at least have another chance back into this. But for Order, a huge comeback on the CT side, and now the series really open for both sides to take. And we wouldn't have said that all the way back to 13-2. Chiefs were looking absolutely phenomenal, but they just let it slip.
Oh man, who does this lean to now? Because, you know, obviously Order's put that massive string of rounds together in the second half. Chiefs have done enough to kind of push it over the line here. Really seems like at the moment it's anybody's game.
Definitely could be. You've got tack timeout coming through from Chiefs. Going to be, I think it was 10k overtime last time around, which is going to be a little bit harder on the CT side of Train. Not going to be able to just buy double orbs for the entire half. If you do lose 2 back-to-back, you're going to be pretty broke buying those double orbs, and you're seeing the effect of that on Order's economy here. That is a potential win condition in overtime on a map like Train, where you do usually spend a little bit more on some of the more expensive weaponries, the orbs. Sometimes you'll even go for an AUG. So there's reset potential if Chiefs are able to win 2 back-to-back. Same thing for Order though on their T side. Be a while till we see it. But we'll see if Order can continue this streak. Let's face it, right? They won the majority of the rounds on the CT versus the T side. And it's not much of a different situation. You're looking at Chiefs, they have money to play with. They had money to play with the whole time. The economy was never an issue for them. And I'd say the rounds that they did get through, they weren't super convincing, you know. Gyra just getting off that angle towards Ivy.
Yeah, the CT rounds are going to be the premium rounds to pick up. If you're not getting the 3-0 on CT side here in overtime, you'll probably be heading into that second half feeling a little bit like you could have done more. Really slowing it down though, Chiefs again here on T. Setting up an A take this time, no control toward Ivy.
I think Gyra's going to be a little bit more scared this time around. You can see that he's, putting his attention over in that direction instead. Out comes the smoke right now from this T-connector position. They've got players in sandwich as well. Gyra, I think his head's been spotted, but Skull Hunter just can't tap away. Still great entries coming out, 2-for-2 trade. Gyra trying to stay alive.
Is it enough? That's the question. Well, maybe if Jinx continues to push the issue. Alistair falls. Valiant's so close, and he'll also go down. Excellent entries from Jinx, and that's the round over. Valiant's being finished off. Gyra will know that he's probably going to have to save here. Oh, Chiefs have done it just in time. 11 seconds as they plant the bomb down on B. Gyra's going to grab the AWP. So not actually a bad trade out for him there. Bearing in mind, again, it is 10k OT. So you do still have to be a little aware of the economy, particularly on CT side here in overtime.
Well, Chiefs, that's a great T round to start themselves off into overtime here. And, you know, even if Order are able to string together a lot of rounds in regulation, if Chiefs just start to find some of the answers after seeing a lot of CT rounds out of Order, start to get across with a few cheeky rounds where they're able to get those duels, then, you know, it's pretty irrelevant how they made it there. Order, that's going to take a bit of a toll on their money. Did hold on to one of the AWPs, so that definitely helps out, but you're going to see them spend the majority of their cash here. If they do lose this one, you're going to see some of these players having to go down to an MP9 or something in the next round if they want utility, or maybe missing out on a kit or a Molotov, and that can make a massive difference on a map like Train. Here's a tack timeout for Order. They know how important this round is. Looking at someone like Ricky, $150 in the bank. Valiance is broke as well. If they lose this round, these are the guys that are not going to have a whole lot of money to be able to fall back on.
Yeah, and to be honest, already getting one on the T side for Chiefs, I feel like is the pass score. Maybe even better, given what we saw in regulation time.
I mean, yeah, both sides only getting 2 on that T side and 13 on the defensive side.
Yep.
So
1 out of 3 ain't bad.
And here's the thing right now, is that
before.
The Chiefs in these last couple of rounds have looked a lot more, I guess, disciplined and, I don't know, just structured. They haven't let Order catching up to... I'm going to restart that sentence. They haven't let the fact that Order have caught up to them completely phase them in terms of their... Yeah, hasn't allowed them to phase them on their attacking side. They went, okay, let's just slow it down. Let's not allow these early picks to go in their favor. Let's group up together and actually start taking these bomb sites instead. And it's actually working a charm right now, now that some of the critical players are actually hitting their shots. They're not panicking.
And I don't like to look at the scoreboard too often, but Chiefs are literally dead even across the board. All of them on about 20 frags at the moment, and that's exactly what you want to be seeing from them. No one lagging behind. No one having a bit of inconsistencies. Alistair with the pick onto Skull into T-Con.
Yeah.
It's going to make Order a little bit more relaxed about their economic situation.
Yeah, he's been able to get away with that a lot in regulation time, and a lot of the time that he was able to get that opening pick, it did lead to Order ending up winning the round. Openings from your AWPer on CT side of Train so impactful. So a nice start to the round for Order. Chiefs are defaulting back to a 2-2 split, actually.
The bomb's been left all the way back in T-spawn, though. They're just going to walk in duos, out upper ramp, out Ivy. Alistair's posted on Ivy with that AWP, though, but he's been flashed off the line. Meanwhile, Jara cleaning things up at upper ramp. The Order advantage just continues to extend here, Kev.
Yep, and 30 seconds left. They have to get the bomb and decide where they need to go. The problem is they haven't made any inwards either way. It looks like it is going to be this A side commitment. It's just going to be Jinx trying to drop whatever utility he has. But Order, they're just going to sit steady because it's still a 5-on-3. They're more than happy to wait here.
Nice kill for Jinx, and an even better one for Maker. It's on to Alistair now. A bomb site is his. He can deny the bomb plant. That'll be the round over. I'd say it might be Maker. He'll just about be able to get it down in time. Yeah, and Ricky was going to finish it off either way. Order put themselves at 16-16. The drama continues.
That's just Chiefs leaving it too little too late once again. It almost seems like every time they lose that first pick, they just do not know what to do with themselves.
They should have just grouped up. That was their success, right? I don't know why they split, and works out well for Order because they're just holding the right angles. They've got the weapons for those angles as well, and Org and Jyra, AWPs on Ricky as well as Alistair.
Look, they made it look competitive in that 3-on-5 when they finally just tried to go and hit that bomb site with a little bit of time on the clock. Imagine if they had just had 5 players alive, you know, had the extra bodies, had the extra couple of angles covered.
Could have made a big difference.
You almost feel like Alistair's connecting those. Skull's probably sweating bullets, and he's probably got about 4 different objects between him and Alistair at that point. Okay, Chiefs. Can't be indecisive here. Getting a 2-1 lead on the T side would be an absolute must for them.
Chiefs haven't lost a member this time around as they're setting up and staging for this B side attack. No one left really in T connected. Now, we did see that A pump come out earlier with smokes coming out from this SL position and then them hitting B.
Look at the 2 mollies on the CTs, though. Ricky's holding this upper ramp position. If he's not flashed off the line, that could be a bit of a freebie for Order. Chiefs starting to set up for this execute. They've run down the clock time and time again to mixed results here, Jordan.
Well, Ricky's ready and waiting. Valiance is ready and waiting. And I'd say these have been 2 very difficult players to deal with on the side of Order. Skull, though, it's a nice entry. There goes Valiance. Bomb plant hasn't yet gone down because it's rotating over to the A bomb site. And Order have completely given up that area of the map. It's a masterstroke from the Chiefs as Hugh does get finished off. Could have been the difference maker. 3-on-2, though. And Order need to make this retake happen. They have no map control on A at all.
Maker's going to be shifting back as Jinx is going to be staying just hidden for now. That's a great HU grenade. That's going to help the AKs out for sure. A lot of time for the CTs to work with, but Jinx in the perfect position at Heaven if he's able to strike Alistair. Don't know if he spotted him, but definitely has now. He switched out to the Org. They've tapped the defuse, but Ustillo needs to make a bit of move on. Alistair with some ladder magic, but the time is just not there. I don't know. They'll be able. I don't know if they'll be able to get the defuse.
I think they've got it. Oh, not
they
quite.
Missed it. Ustillo's taken too long.
17-16.
Unbelievable. They just switch it up, pressure towards Inner, they round down the clock, and they just sprint straight down SL and get that one trade they need to set up a 2-on-3, and it's just enough for Maker to hold it down. They like to leave it very late, whether it's the defuse or whether it's the timer on the clock, and getting a 2-1 advantage is massive for the Chiefs. They're going to take a tactical timeout and reflect on that last half. Yam surely with some words of wisdom, just saying, hey, look, that's a hell of a lot better than we did in regulation. We had a hell of a CT side. Let's just continue doing more of the same here, and surely we'll be able to close out this game.
Yeah, but it's been so long since Chiefs were on that CT side. How much credibility can you give to that? I don't know.
Have to give it to them, though. Tournament life on the line. They have really turned up to this match here, the Chiefs. Looking to try to push it into a third map, try to make Order sweat.
Making me sweat at the moment.
And you're not a very sweaty man. I've seen you in Southeast Asia, Jordan.
That's right.
Usually pretty cool in all climates.
Cool, calm, and collected, but not when it gets to 17-16 in Road to Rio between Chiefs and Order. Here we go. Skull's going to get aggressive. Man, that could have been something special. But he'll just back on out, and maybe that's a sigh of relief for any of the Chiefs fans watching this, because had he gone down there, big opener for Order in the first round of the half.
Well, it's kind of interesting because him and Jinx were kind of the key for Chiefs on the CT side. Both of them, if you remember, were about 17-3, 16-4. And now you're looking at Skull sitting at 21-22. He hasn't really had a great time since that CT side on this T side. So hopefully he can try to rediscover some of the magic in those earlier parts of the map.
Patience coming out from Chiefs. No, I guess, fancy setups this time around. No aggression over at the extremities. Just holding on to their positions. Just trying to let time tick away for now.
Alistair getting that E-box smoke set up. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Jara trying to apply some pressure on this outer site from T-Con, and Order just trying to go in to the inner site with not much time left to go, but a nice smoke thrown onto lower ramp by Hugh. I'm guessing Order, it's going to be a little bit of utility and pressure on inners from Ricky, and they're going to try and split outers.
Well, Apoc Dud, with the weight of the world on his shoulders here, hits that first shot onto Ustillo. The rest of Order start to scramble their way onto the bomb site, but they just cannot deal with that orb, not just yet. Alistair bites back in kind. Maker creeps down SL, but is going to be mollied off. It's not a bad situation here for Order. 3-on-3, post plant, covering off the angles.
First duel is going to be starting with this SL angle. It's all down to Valiance, and he has been really good on that resurgence for Order. Now the other two CTs coming in, but they don't really have the utility to use. Apoc Dart, he's been drawn off, and there it is. Order will clean up that post plant, putting up that first T round in the second half of overtime.
Yeah, it's always critical to get that first round when you're down 2-1 in the first half. If you let that first one in the second half go the way of the team that had the benefit, then you're facing 2 match points, and that can sometimes be a little bit too much. You let it spiral away from there, but Order have completed their end of the bargain. They've put it through to 17-17, and now the round to decide who gets at least 1 shot at a match point.
And Order, the pain that they felt earlier on their CT side, now Chiefs is also feeling it a little bit as well. Jira, though, has managed to make his way out through Olaf nice and early on. The CT's not mulling out this position means that they may not suspect it. Jinx has already been legged out. I think it was from Alistair going fast and SL, so that's always going to be helping out the players on Order.
Oh, nice flash onto Skull. This will give Jira room to work, and he has worked well. There goes Jinx. Should get finished off by Skull in the end. But a 1-for-1, always going to favour Order on that T side.
Do have Ustillo over here towards Ivy. Now starting to apply a little utility pressure. Picks going the way of Chiefs, though. Into a 3-on-2.
I wouldn't count Order out of this one just yet. Not till Ricky is dead.
They're going to scramble back towards that inner bomb site where Maker's playing a bit retake towards CT connector. But he is actually wrapping through, checking through CT spawn. Wants to make sure that no one slipped through Ivy, but as soon as he checks that, he's going to make his way back towards inner, just deciding between upper and lower ramp. Still does have a Molotov. Probably won't be used on the initial push, but it could be very key here to be throwing that onto the bomb site. Maybe pushing one of those Ts into his crosshair to give him a little bit easier of a frag.
Looks like Ricky's going to flash Ustillo out. And he'll get a bit of vision onto the site, but hasn't seen Maker just yet. Drops down, takes the challenge, but Maker hits the shot well. Ricky fakes the plant, hopes to draw the peek out from Maker. He's looking for one-on-ones and now gets mollied off from default, so he's going to have to plan aggressively. Decides in the end to go for the challenge. That's massive from Ricky. He's got the bomb plant down in time. It's a one-on-one against Apoc Dud.
Apoc Dud has the AWP in hand. He's been spotted out. Ricky still has 6 shots left in this rifle. Now it's all down to the shots hit, and Apoc Dud, the IGL for Chiefs, is going to come out on top with that close range AWP. Now it's the final round at overtime. Chiefs in the lead.
Chiefs on that point.
But look at the money for them, though. It's completely shot.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually. Again, talking about that 10K OT. And Order reaping the benefits of at least having these close rounds.
That's true. I could put them in the situation they're looking for to close this one out. Maker and Humongous. When was the last time you saw Famis in overtime? Probably not feeling great about that. Still, it's a decent enough buy to get it done for the Chiefs.
Is this a faster play from Order into the A bomb site? They are not messing around.
It's a fake.
It's actually just, yeah, that one player going in. This time it's Ustillo playing where Gyro was last round.
Wow, Order backing themselves with a double AWP on the T side against match point. Very ballsy as they jump straight down lower ramp.
Oh, Valiant's not hitting the entry. Bomb has been spotted there as well, and Chiefs are aware of it. Look at the rotation coming across.
The bomb's been dropped. Maker's just sitting right on top of it.
But he can go through the smoke. Alistair's actually retrieved it. He just needs to get out of there because they've got control of CT Connector.
No.
This is all down to the same deal right now. Stillo's won that. Ricky goes down trying to hold on to this inner's position. No, it's actually Skull Hunter on the hard lurk, on the hard flank.
No.
But Apoc Dud can't get that shot on the cross. This is a really chaotic round, but still, Chiefs have this numbers advantage, and the bomb plant's going to go down in a moment.
Skull's flanking around through Ivy as the bomb does go down there, Kev. Stillo up in heaven. It's a decent post plant with Gyro in towards SL. Alistair, how is he alive?
Who gets the timing here? Who really knows at this point? Order in a 3-on-3. Ustillo, he's spotted the feet of Apoc Dud. That's a kill that's going to put Order in an advantageous position. And Skull Hunter, alongside Hugh, now have to find a 2-on-2.
But it's all down to this 1v2 fight. Gyro is able to isolate one of the angles. Humongous does have this kit. He's sticking it. He knows pros don't fake, but he has to get off because he hears Gyro, and Gyro has bought enough time. We are going into a double overtime. It doesn't matter who gets the kill at this stage. It's going to be 18 apiece.
Absolute madness. That is a crazy round, and you can't really even script something like that. Everyone's just pushing everywhere. The extremities are being taken. The middle of the map, for God's sake, is being taken by Order, and that is just barely enough to squeeze them past that round. You know what, guys? I'm getting some pretty scary flashbacks from a good old game of Mirage that featured Chiefs. I don't know if we're going to get there yet, but one part of overtime has already been secured into the second, and who knows how far this goes. Order starting on the CT side, rather on the T side, I should say, into this second round of OT.
And Order did it with the double AWP setup on the T side. Very ballsy. Speaking of ballsy, maybe a little bit too much for Jinx there as Alistair punishes him for his aggression in towards SL in this first round. 4-on-5 for Chiefs here. Flashbang back into SL as Humongous put into position there. And Order just pumping the brakes. 1:20 on the clock for them to convert a 5-on-4 situation. They're sizing up this outer site.
Probably the correct place to go as well. They know that SL hasn't really been taken by the CTs ever since, or it's forcing extra attention from that CT side. But without being able to push back Makeup, it does allow Chiefs to actually put 3 members to try to defend this A-bomb site still. And Valiant's unable to cross out in the open. Now it's even Stevens. Actually, it's even better because Chiefs, they're able to get the entries working.
Well, they're not going down without a fight. That is for sure. Hugh... 1 for 1, that's not too bad given the numbers advantage, but look at where Ricky has been able to creep up to. Skull's got no chance on the bomb site. Apoc Dud, he's been kept an eye on as well by Ricky, but Maker finishes things off. 19-18, Chiefs again, 1 up on this part of overtime.
They've churned it around in a 4-on-5 situation. What do you reckon here, Jordan? 70 rounds? Can we do it this time?
I'd like to beat the record if I'm honest. But if we do that, then I'm gunning for Order to win. Like, I'm not casting a whole another game's worth of OT
if we still have to cast another third map after that.
I feel a bit excluded here, guys. I mean, I wasn't here part of the experience last time.
You weren't here, no, but an opportunity for you to be included here, Kev. I mean, as for Jordan, he's got to stand on the desk all day, so if he's going to be watching 80 rounds of Counter-Strike, we better be getting a sub in for him.
Oh, look at this aggression, but, I mean, Alistair's just better on the timing. He doesn't care if he's blind.
Well, Chiefs, they got to turn around another 4-on-5 here. They're not making it easy for themselves. Oh, APOC dud. Perfect timing from the man. Straight through the smoke. Now Order split up all around the map. You can see Ricky's just trying to force it into inner. We've seen him take this position by himself many times, and he's done it yet again for Order, but can they make it over there with the bomb?
Well, it seems like they might be able to. Jinx, he wanted to go up, but was forced back by the incendiary. Not so much because of the incendiary, just but the implication that there was someone watching SL.
I mean, there is still someone watching there. That's Estillo just coming out late. Jinx has to fall out of that position, which means that all three CTs going to be retaking instead from Connector. The Humongous has been blinded out. That's a sick flashbang. APOC Dud. Oh my goodness, Ricky, what is he doing? He's given APOC Dud another chance back in this. He was a hero in the previous round. Can be the hero again, 2v2.
Not so sure. Jinx, 2-on-1 now. Is going to have to try and salvage this one, but Valiance is in too good of a position. Orders back to 19 apiece. They've gotten themselves that one on T side.
State of the economy for Chiefs all over the damn place. Jinx on 2.8, Hughes sitting on 2K. Oh man, they're really struggling to put something rock solid together here, but see if they can avoid getting 2-1'd on that T side by Order. A Famis and a 5-7 in overtime. You hate to see it.
Yeah, not ideal, that's for sure. APOC Dud, though, was able to put in some pretty good work with that AWP in the last round. And he's looking to do so again. Hugh will smoke off the molly. There's a hole in that, and Ricky punishes.
He is getting fired up here for Order. Took the inners bomb site all by himself. Someone had to do something. And again, he's just stopping this aggression for Chiefs. That's the third round of this second overtime in a row that they've been down a man.
Yeah, and he's been the best player in this tournament, bar Dexter. So that's really reaping its benefits for Order.
Oh.
Another example of it, just an easy, clean, as you like, onto Maker. Wouldn't have even been surprised to see him get that entry onto Hugh as well, to be quite honest with you.
Minute on the clock. The main man to keep an eye on exactly is Ustillo, creeping through towards Hell, undiscovered by Chiefs.
But it depends if he can find the angle into Skull Hunter, as he's able to come out on top of that duel. That's actually going to be the time for Order to send it over to the B-bomb site, as Humongous has to give up the angle. He was too scared it was going to be a bomb site. So 3-on-3, Order will be able to get it down. They're sending Valiants deep in, and that's going to be really beneficial as he's close to Connector.
There's no kit here for the Chiefs, and they're going to take a hell of a long time to try and retake this inner site. Triple wrapping through CT spawn towards upper ramp.
This will be a roughie as well. With Alistair posted on a line like that, you are not expecting him to miss that shot. And I just don't see a world where Chiefs are going to be able to get in here in the time that is available to them, particularly with Valiance covering off from the Z connector. We all know where this round is going. It's 20-19. Order will head into the second half of overtime with the round advantage.
There's just nothing separating these teams at the moment. I mean, every single time, it's a 2-1 overtime half. It's a 13-2 half in regulation.
Tell you what's separating them. A map. That's what's separating
True,
them.
though. Hey, I remember there was like a time where this guy was going, oh, we might be going into 3 maps.
I mean, look, to be fair, you couldn't have really expected much else after a 12-3 first half from Chiefs, yet here we are. And now it seems like Order are the ones that have the favour to finish this one off. Could be a 2-0 still. It would be an incredible comeback from Order. As that shot goes sailing past Skull's head. Just look at those 2 shots in the wall. Right next to his head.
Oh no, they're taking this control as well. It means that they know that there's going to be members there. Jinx with one of the slowest exits. He's unable. I mean, he's trying to exit, but that second hop just wasn't fast enough. Another 4-on-5 for Chiefs. They need to group up and try something decisive.
Well, Apoc Dud wants to be the hero here, but in the end, he'll end up being the villain as he falls to Alistair, who really is marking himself as a bit of a hero since that second half for Order. He's really turned things around, and they look like they'll go up 21 and 19 potentially here to have 2 match points and look for that place in the grand final against Renegades. Ustillo. Bit of a messy spray, but it doesn't really matter too much for Order. This is a nothing round for Chiefs, really. It's just been Order finding picks here and there, and Hughes on his own. He's a free kill for Ustillo. That's 21-19, and indeed, it's 2 match points available to Order.
Been a long time coming, in all honesty, for Order, as they were able to do so much good work coming back into their CT half. They were unable to close in regulation time. They tried getting it across the board in overtime. Didn't work out. They did the hard yards to get 2 rounds of that T side. And now they're putting themselves in a really good position just to close things out. But Chiefs, the backs against the line. Will they fall against the pressure, or will they stand firm for now?
They need 2 in a row on this T side, and they've been constantly losing the first pick. 4 rounds in a row in the second overtime. Now into round number 5. Surely they can't lose the first pick again. No. Ricky doesn't pull the trigger and hit one of these Chiefs players towards inner. So at least they've gotten away with taking that control of the map. And a double AWP setup. So many opportunities for Chiefs to slip up here and give Order that first pick. But this time they've avoided it. So maybe this is the time where they can actually make this happen. They're going to walk back towards inner. Running the clock down once again. Ustillo's burnt all of his utility, actually. Ricky doesn't have a Molotov either. So this might actually work, throwing this in as push. Well, they just need to make sure their flashbangs are on point. They're not losing too many players on their way into that bomb site, Jordan.
Chiefs' tournament life is on the line. They're going to need to throw everything at this round. They are opting for that B-site take, but some pretty nice counter utility coming out from Order. Either way, Ustillo to hold. Apoc Dud, what a trade! As he does keep it honest. Chiefs in a 4-on-4 will get the bomb plant down, and Order now set themselves up for that retake.
There's that crucial smoke for the CTs to play with, but look at the HP on some of the team members. Apoc Dud was legged back on the cross, and Maker trying to hold firm on the site as now Order coming in as a unit, just making sure that the close positions are clear as Ricky tries to pick off Maker. And it's all down to the gunfights at the moment. Only a single smoke to work with. They're pushing forward. The time is ticking away. And Valiant, he's sprayed 2 down, 2v4.
Smoke onto the bomb, and Order are going to dive right onto that defuse, I'm sure. It's just Apoc Dud being covered by Ricky. Nothing that he can do, and Order will secure the round. It's a 2-0 today for them as they push themselves through to that grand final against Renegades.